Imagine tomorrow we are all gone. The great cities stand empty. The wind moves through the quiet streets. A deep silence falls over everything. Plants will begin their slow work. They will take back the sidewalks first. Roots will push through the asphalt. In 100 years, grass will grow tall in the cracks of our roads. In 1,000 years, many of the roofs will have fallen in. Metal will rust away to nothing. Wood will return to the earth. It is a slow, quiet end. Now, let us think on a much grander scale. Think in terms of geological time. In 1 million years, our finest buildings would be dust. Our highways would be faint scars on the land, blurred into the surrounding earth. In 10 million years, there might be no clear sign of our cities at all. The very memory of our civilization would be ground down by wind and water. Only the smallest things could possibly remain. Tiny clues hidden deep within the layers of rock. Small chemical marks left behind in the ground. This whole line of thinking begins with one simple question. If humanity were to vanish today, how long would our trace truly last? It is a sobering thought. From there, we must ask the next, more difficult question. Before humans ever walked this planet, did another advanced species live here? Could a smart, tool-using form of life have risen and then fallen long before us? This is not just a fantasy. Some scientists have given it a name. They call it the Silurian Hypothesis. The hypothesis is a serious inquiry. It asks if an industrial civilization, just like ours, could leave a lasting record on a planet like Earth. It forces us to consider how we search for the past. It makes us look at the ground beneath our feet in a new way. We must wonder what secrets the deep rock holds. We must ask if we are the first story to be written on this world, or if we are just the most recent chapter. The Earth keeps its own counsel. It does not give up its secrets easily. The Earth is very, very old. It has been here for about 4.5 billion years. That is a stretch of time so vast it is hard for a human mind to hold. Modern humans, our species, have been here for a short time in comparison. Our industrial age is only about 300 years old. In the grand timeline of Earth's history, that is a mere blink of an eye, a fleeting moment. So much time came before us. So much is unknown. The rock record is our book of history for the planet, but it is a book with many missing pages. Fossils are exceedingly rare. An organism must die in just the right conditions to be preserved. It must be buried quickly, away from scavengers and the elements. Most life that has ever existed on this planet left no fossil at all. It simply lived, died, and returned to the system. Long stretches could pass with little evidence. So, if a civilization rose millions of years ago, what would they leave behind for us? It is very unlikely we would find statues or perfectly preserved roads. The forces of this planet are powerful. Rocks and soil are constantly being crushed and mixed together. The sea slowly eats away at the coasts. Erosion moves mountains, grain by grain. Volcanoes and the great heat from within the earth can erase entire layers of history. A city, no matter how grand, can be swallowed by time. This is the core of the Silurian Hypothesis. Not that there was a lost civilization, but that we should consider how we would even look for one. It challenges us to think beyond fossils and artifacts. It asks us to look for more subtle clues. It pushes the boundaries of geology and chemistry. Could an entire industrial age have occurred, leaving only a faint chemical stain in a billion-ton layer of ancient rock? The possibility is small, but it is not zero, and that is a profound idea. What might remain are the chemical signs of existence. Life, on a massive scale, changes the chemistry of the air. Life, on a massive scale, changes the chemistry of the sea. An industrial civilization does this even more, and in very specific ways. For example, our modern world is defined by plastics. These materials are new in the long history of Earth. Microplastics, tiny fragments of our waste, can sink into the mud of lake beds and ocean floors. Over millions of years, they might become part of a new rock layer. A geologist of the future might find them. Carbon isotopes can also tell a powerful story. All life uses carbon. Burning vast amounts of fossil fuels changes the balance of carbon isotopes in the atmosphere. This atmospheric signature can get locked away in old sediments, even stored in the shells of tiny sea creatures that fall to the ocean floor. A sudden, sharp change in carbon ratios in an ancient rock layer could point to a massive release of buried carbon. It could be a fingerprint of industry. Other signs could be hidden in the layers. We could look for strange concentrations of metals, high levels of lead, cadmium, other rare compounds not usually made by nature. A thin rock layer rich in these unusual elements could be a fingerprint of advanced activity. We might also search for tiny glass beads, spherules, made by very high heat, or unusual layers of soot revealing large-scale fires or long-vanished industry. But finding these signs is not an easy task. It is a monumental challenge. Section 4. The challenge of finding a ghost. We must also be very careful in our search. Nature itself can create powerful and, strange signals. These natural events can look very much like the signs of life or industry. A series of huge volcanic eruptions can release massive amounts of carbon and other chemicals into the air. A large meteor impact can create spherules and leave behind strange metals. Natural climate swings have happened many times in Earth's past, leaving their own big chemical marks in the rock. A good scientist must test many different ideas. They must be able to separate a natural change from the possible signs of a mind at work. If they find a strange chemical spike, they must first rule out every known natural cause. Was there a volcano? Was there a change in ocean currents? Was there an impact from space? Only when all natural explanations fail can they begin to consider something more. This is the slow, careful work of science. It does not jump to conclusions. The search is for a ghost, a whisper in a storm of geological data. We are looking for a pattern that does not belong, a signal in the noise of a billion years. It is possible that an ancient civilization could have used technologies that left no trace we can recognize. Perhaps they used biodegradable materials. Perhaps their energy source was clean and left no chemical fingerprint. In that case, they could have risen and fallen, and we would never, ever know. This makes the search both frustrating and, well, fascinating. We could be standing on the dust of a billion forgotten souls and have no way to prove it. The evidence may be all around us, but in a language we have not yet learned to read. The Earth is good at keeping secrets. The sheer scale of time and the constant churning of the planet are the perfect guardians of the past. We must accept that some questions may never have a clear answer. This thought is not meant to frighten anyone. It is not a story of doom. It is meant to humble us. It reminds us of just how small and how brief our time is on this ancient planet. It reminds us that the Earth can hide entire ages from our view. If another civilization did rise and fall, we might be lucky to find even the faintest whispers of it. Or it is just as likely we might find nothing at all. The silence itself would be an answer of a kind. We can also think about the great cycles of life on Earth. Mass extinctions have come and gone many times. After each one, life recovered. New forms of life grew to fill the empty spaces. Perhaps intelligence is a thing that can arise more than once. Perhaps the conditions for it are not so rare. Each rise of a complex society could leave its own faint marks on the geological record. We may be the first or the newest in a long, quiet line. This idea asks us to look closely for evidence and to be better observers of our world. But it also asks us to care for the mark we ourselves are leaving. We are, right now, creating a new layer in the rock. Future geologists, human or not, may one day study our time. What will they find? Will they see a brief, bright flash of wisdom? Or will they see a warning? We are a brief flash of light in a long, dark night. The rocks will keep their stories. They are the keepers of deep time. If we learn to listen to them well, they may yet tell us more about the distant past. And if we are wise, we will learn from those possible stories. We will learn to act with care. We will understand our place not as masters of this world, but as its temporary guests. and we will walk with a little more wonder and a little more humility.